Well, hey there everyone. In case you haven't again guessed by my subtle themed mug hint, I'm doing something from Harry Potter today. Or this week. So this week I'm going to be doing one of the Beauxbaton dresses that they wear at the beginning and throughout the movie of Harry Potter number 4, The Goblet of Fire. So this dress is absolutely gorgeous, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I've been a little scared to do it, but I feel like I'm ready. If you thought this was gonna be Hermione's Yule Ball dress, that dress terrifies me more than anything because I've tried it before and I failed at it badly, but I was also not as talented as or not as experienced as I am now. So maybe I'll try that one later. But for now, we're gonna be doing the Beauxbaton dress. So I picked up this material from Walmart. I was looking for a blue material. They didn't exactly have the texture or the color blue that I liked. So what I ended up doing was picking up a off-white-ish fabric, and then I dyed it blue with sapphire blue. I think it's Rit, I think is the brand. So I dyed that blue, and then I spent like an hour and a half ironing out the material after it had to dry, because boy was that wrinkly. But once I got that all ironed out, I am now ready to start cutting out the pattern. So we'll see if that goes good. But nevertheless, I'm very excited to do this today, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Let's just hope I can do it, and I don't let everybody and myself down. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use for the two different materials, because I know that her dress has the collar on the little cape thing has two collars, and they're two different materials, and they match the cuff material. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use for that yet, because I know one's just like a darker blue, and then the top one has texture on it, but I don't exactly have those materials. I do have other blue materials, like I have a blue velvet, so I might end up using that for one of the collars. We'll see. So obviously it's not going to be like exact, but it'll be around it, hopefully. Anyway, join me while I try and do this dress. So to dye this material, I just got a big stock pot and I put a lot of water in it, and then the bottle says that you're supposed to put like dish detergent, so I just threw some dish soap in there and then I let it boil, and then once it came to a boil, I just shoved all the material in and mixed it around. After I dyed it and I was happy with the color, I hung it up to dry, and then after that it was very wrinkly, and like I said, it took like an hour and a half to iron out, and then once I did that, it was all done and then ready for cutting. The perks of being short is that I use so much less material. Like 27 inches is how long this dress is gonna be. It's because I'm so short. Okay, I was just drafting my pattern when this got here, so we're gonna open it. How do open? Ooh. I'm just gonna rip it. Oh, that was easier than I thought. That's so pretty. Wow. Let's get that little nub back out. How does it go again? It's like... Or is it this way? I don't know. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this dress. Here I'm just cutting out the little triangles that I made. So the top's gonna be like a rectangle basically, and then it goes out into a triangle to give it that tight at the top and then frilly at the bottom kind of look. And then what I did with each of the seams is I did a French seam, so I encased all the seams because this material really likes to fray and get absolutely all over the place. So I did a French seam for each of these seams. After I did the skirt, I started to draft the pattern. I actually went to my pattern making set to draft this pattern because it gave the, you know, up at the neck kind of look that I wanted. So I used that to draft it. The front and back both have 2 darts each. So I ended up having to do, let's see, like 16 darts on both the lining and the outer layer. Well, I am tired and oily. I got the skirt mostly done. I just have to hem it, and that's turning out good. The top pieces are cut out and some of them are sewn together and they're all darted. I just don't know what to do. Like, my brain just doesn't know the next step. I've started one collar, didn't start the other collar because I'm tired. So I think I'm gonna call it for today and then start up again tomorrow with fresh eyes and a fresh brain because I'm tired. Okay, it's day 2 and let's see. The skirt I put together yesterday. I just have to hem it and add the top to it, and then I could connect the back with the zipper once I add the top to it. I have to put the top together. I have like 4 separate pieces, 2 of the top layer, and then 2 that are the top layer, and then 2 that are the lining. I'm gonna connect those, but I'm not gonna make the buttons functional. They're just gonna be there because there's gonna be a 24-inch long zipper in the back. So I don't think I really need buttons in the front to be functional. So I'm just gonna sew it together and then have like a little flap. That's gonna be for the buttons. And then I can add the sleeves. So I'm hoping to get the dress part done today. And then maybe if I even have time, I might be able to finish it with the cape. But we'll see. I'm a little nervous about the collars, but I think I'm more prepared for it than I was yesterday. So I guess we will just see. So I sewed together both the front and the back of each of the lining and the outer layers. That's 4 separate pieces after it was all sewn together. I just sew the buttons on pretty crappily here because they're not really functional. They're just there for looks. After I did that, I was finally confident enough to sew the back of the skirt together. So to do that, I just gave it a big seam and then I rolled the hem so I could put in the zipper, and so the seam would be encased still. And this is where it all fell apart. I tried to hem the skirt and it did not work at all, as you can see. So it ended up being too short after like hemming, and I couldn't cut it more to hem it, and I actually decided at 8 o'clock at night to go to Walmart and pick up some more material and dye it again and completely redo this skirt. So after the skirt was completely redone, I started on the cape and the colors for the cape. For the first color, I decided to use this material that I had laying around, which is this really pretty like transition material that goes from like pinkish to bluish, and so I thought that would be really pretty for the underneath long collar on the cape. The other material that I decided to use was the scrap material that I actually kept around for a different reason, of this beautiful blue textured material that I thought would be good for the top. After that, I sandwiched them together and I sewed them, and then I turned them right side out and ironed them, and then they were ready for the collar. We know what this dance means. That means I screwed up the cape and I had to go to Walmart and get some more white material and dye it blue again. After my cape defeat, I decided to set the cape aside for now and hem the skirt, which went a lot better than the first time. Still not great, but whatever. After that, I decided to do the collar for the dress, which is also crappily done, but I don't care because it's going to be covered by the cape. After that, I cut out the cape, which I was a lot happier with. The last one just ended up way too short, which is why it did not work, but I did it right this time, and then I was able to attach the collars, and it looked great. It's finally done. I can't tell you how much my 3 brain cells were working to finish this dress. And boy oh boy, was that harder than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, as you can see, I posted this a week late because this took a lot longer than I thought it would. I had to go back to the store 3 separate times to get more wet material to dye it blue yet again, as you saw. And boy was this a journey. All together, especially when the cape is covering the crappy bits, it looks good. It looks good. Especially when the cape is covering the crappy bits. I can tell ya, I did not make this very well. Like, if you look closely at it, which you shouldn't, it looks like absolute crap. But all together and at a far distance, you can't even tell. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it all started going downhill as soon as I had to redo this entire skirt because I screwed up the hem. But I fixed it. I hemmed it. It kind of worked. The top looks kind of crappy, but it's fine. It's kind of falling apart, but it's okay. The cape is great, though. That's the only part I really cared about. And the hat, I bought. I got it off Amazon. By the way, this is Ginny's wand from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is actually my mom's. I have Hermione's wand. I just didn't want to go look for it. So I'm using my mom's. But yeah, that was quite a journey. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned a bit. I know I did. Like, I'm never doing a dress from Harry Potter ever again because it's cursed for me, apparently. So, big doubt on if I'm ever gonna recreate this or do Hermione's Yule Ball dress because I've tried that before. It has haunted me to this day. So maybe like 5 years from now, I'll do that when I can actually manage it. Yeah, so sorry that this was a week late, but I had a lot to do. It came to a point where I was like, I could only like mentally handling doing one crappy thing a day. So like the other day, I just did the collar for the dress, and it was a piece of crap. And then I couldn't even fathom finishing the cape. I was just so done with it at that point. I just had to do like one crappy thing a day. And so it took me quite a long time, especially going back to the store at like 8 o'clock at night, buying more white material, dyeing it, which means I need to let it dry overnight, spend an hour and a half ironing it. It's been quite the time. Anywho, we're probably gonna go a lot easier next week. But I am glad that I did this and I got it done, and I kind of know what I'm doing now with it. So if I were to ever recreate it, which is not likely because I hated it doing it so much, then maybe I'll do it later. But anywho, to do. Thank you for sticking around if you did for this very painful video. It was a lot of work though, so I really do hope that you liked it because it took me like 2 weeks to make it. So give us some love if you could. Yeah. So I post most Fridays. As we can see, it is now most because I did skip last Friday. But I usually try to post every Friday at noon. So stick around if you want to see more. Thank you for watching.